Whoa, whoa. Stand up, stand up.
They just bowed.
Sorry. Okay. I'm just wondering, since you have a job of voicing things that other people wrote, I wonder if you have ever written a story yourself.
Chris, don't you have a comic book out?
Whoa.
Don't you have a comic book on the way?
Actually, it did come out. It's called Okratron.
Yeah.
And the Wrath of Sawbot, which is a play on my name, because that's how people pronounce it. I've never had so much fun working on something, because I don't write anything. Monica writes stuff, you guys all write stuff, Emily Neves they all write things. I don't normally write stuff. But it was kind of fun working with a creator to come up with a comic book. Thank you for bringing that up. I never talk about that.
Yeah,
I probably should.
Everybody go buy his comic book.
Yay!
Anybody else on?
I write stuff. No, I just write stuff.
I was gonna say, when I was much younger, I've been a huge RPG nerd for my entire life, and I used to write fan fiction of Final Fantasy, like Celis and Locke writing love letters back and forth to each other as they traveled and were apart from each other.
Is that FM9?
Huh?
It's FM9, right?
No, it's six in the US and two in Japan? Three in Japan? Yeah.
Cool. Representing the R-rated hero very well.
I mean, I was like 11, so it was very PG love letters.
Oh, that's fair, that's fair.
I would do like, there's a forum I would frequent as a teenager, and you would do this thing called role-playing, where you and like 10 other people online come together and make a story together.
Yes.
Like, by separate posts, like from your character's perspective. And I used to do that a lot, like as a kid. Like that's what I would do. I would spend hours in the roleplay section of a particular site, like a nerd site, like for a video game. I'm not saying it specifically because I don't know if any of you know me on there.
What's your username?
My username was Endless Warrior Sora, so that should be a hint. Anybody who was on that site. But yeah, that's what I used to do. That's what I did.
I wrote a really, really dark play in college that was produced. I think it was called The Needle Lies. It was
that's
What did you
that's
say?
It was called The Needle Lies. It was about an addict girlfriend of a dude who was a lot like me. It was not based on anything in real life.
Were you crying?
A little.
Yeah, honey. You're okay.
No, I know. I cry all the time. My tear ducts aren't seared shut permanently.
You're in a safe space, sir. That's all good.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you for your question.
Wait, I just have to plug this really quick.
Sorry.
I have like a bunch of documents that I've started writing stories, and they're just like, just sitting there waiting to be finished or whatever. But I have to plug, I don't know if you guys know Emily Neves, but she plays Aerie in My Hero Academia. But she's actively writing. She just got published in a literary magazine. So you guys should go to her Twitter and find this awesome essay. It's called The Tragedy of the Rose Marquis Seal. Go read it, it's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you for your questions. We're going to go move on to the next one. Go for it.
First of all, I want to say you guys are like really good with your acting and everything. And my question is, how did you guys feel after shooting season 5?
Season 5?
I felt awesome. Todoroki got to kind of like, express himself a bit more to dear old dad a little bit, and like, I was really there for that. It was complicated, but I was there for it, so it was awesome.
I was like, dang, they're not gonna be ready for season 6. It's gonna be a totally different season than this. I like that Hawks got to talk to Deku. I don't think he's ever interacted with like Deku or All Might or like any of the heroes. He's usually just kind of like doing his own thing or like chilling with the villains. So chilling with the villains. him and Dobby's talk show.
I would love this. Or they should have a sitcom. They're roommates, low-rent apartment.
We just do not get along.
Working as cater waiters. I keep burning my uniform. I can't find anything that fits over your wings.
Yeah, there's feathers everywhere.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
I felt very fulfilled because I got to say one of my favorite lines, and what I personally have been thinking to all night, which is get a new ringtone. Your phone call is here.
All right, thanks for the question. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're gonna move on to the next one.
I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I didn't answer any of your question.
I want to say that thank you so much for being here and spending time with us, interacting. And my question is that I don't even get this a lot, but what is your quirk would you like to have in real life? Mine will be illusion.
Oh, that's cute.
What quirk would we want in real life?
Yeah, I think that was the question. Yep.
It's always teleportation. It's such an OP one, but like, it's not fair. But like, I also would want to like teleport objects. Like, I think that would just be cool too. Like, it's like an object that works on myself as well. So that way I can teleport things as well as myself.
I want that too, so I don't have to go to the airport.
You know what I'm saying? I just appear where I want to be with my stuff.
We could all go to lunch in Italy right now and
Yeah.
like come. I mean, that'd be a little overwhelming. There's a lot of us, but how cool would that be?
Like,
That's not overwhelming. They got big restaurants there.
Instant transmission.
This isn't necessarily what I would want to have, but I feel like my real life quirk, if I were like to really base it off of me, anybody who knows me well or has directed me knows that I burp a lot. I don't know why, but I do. And so I feel like my quirk would be that I can use my burps to either like push myself backwards or to like push my enemies away from me.
Man, I did not know this about you, and I love knowing this. This is awesome.
We were at dinner 2 nights ago, and like the weird thing is you don't realize that it's coming from her. You think like the burps don't sound like what she looks like. They're not cute little burps. They're like
they're kind of like demon burps.
They're kind of chunky in texture.
I like to think of them as round and voluminous.
There's jagged edges in there too, though. I don't know what's making those little, you know.
I think the topic of burps has hijacked your question.
I mean, wouldn't it hijack any question?
Yes. Any question.
All right, well, thank you for your
I just
question.
want a God quirk, you know, like God complex.
I want to see this quirk.
I thought you said a dog quirk, and I was like, yes, be
That's even better than my answer.
Testing.
I just
Testing on.
Testing. Would you really want
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on?
Oh, that'd be terrible. Sorry about that.
I was like, where's that voice coming from?
I was like,
Okay.
All right, we got another question.
First off, arigato gozaimasu for your work on My Hero, or in Japan, Bokuro no, what's it called in Japan? Yeah.
Hello?
And my question is, 2 questions. First one is, if there ever was to be a My Hero Academia crossover with Demon Slayer, what would you want there to be? I would want Deku to be cousins with Tanjiro, and I would want Eri and Nezuko to be best friends, and then I would want a demon-infused Nomu. What would you want? And the second one, who do you want to be
my friend, let me just, there's so many people, we don't have much time, let's stick to one question.
Okay.
My only hope is that Bakugo is the one that has to have the bamboo harmonica in his mouth.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, I like that answer.
Agreed.
Ought to probably be some kind of wind Hashira and some kind of something like that.
Aren't you already in that other?
Yeah, I think it. Yeah.
So maybe your characters would, I don't know, be roommates in a Little Red Apartment, and they're both caterers.
Thank you for your question.
Awesome, thank you for your question, man. We're gonna move on to the next one. What do you got?
Hi, so I want to know, what's your favorite thing about your guys' character, and what's one thing you would change about them?
That's a good one.
More screen time.
Fine. I like his layers. I like how deep he is. It's really both challenging and gratifying as an actor to have a character in a cartoon effectively be as deep as someone you might know in real life. That makes things easier and harder at the same time, which is a great thing. And as far as changing something about him, I guess I'd change whatever messed him up in the first place, just to see who he might be.
Agreed.
I think Fat Gum should be a teacher. I mean, he might as well, right? That and more screen time.
Oh yeah, that too.
I really like, kind of similar to Jason's answer, I like Hawks' layers. I think he's kind of like similar to Dobby, but on the opposite kind of spectrum, where he doesn't really let a lot of his trauma, it's not out there. He kind of sort of keeps it kind of inside. I think what I would change is I would like, I don't know, more fights. I kind of want to see him like do more than what he's done so far. I think like the fight with Twice was like the most we've got to see from him. So I want to see something like bigger than that. Like what's Hawks looks like when he goes like all out. Like I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, we need a Hawks prequel.
Yeah. Agreed. Hawks prequel. I need a rematch with Dobby. That's what I really need.
I would take that, man, please. That was a pleasure. Like seriously, you and I don't. I mean, we, despite being in those sequences together, like the fact that we got to play off each other like that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was really awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
More of that, please. Please.
I really like that Jiro has a lot of leather jackets. I like that about her. I really do. I think that she's really cute.
Would you change to leather pants as well?
I think the only thing I would change, as far as her aesthetic goes, is I'd probably add more fur.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you for your question. I think we got time for about 1 or 2 more. So we'll go with you right here. You got the mic okay?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
You can walk around all you want.
You're the MC now.
I love your Doritos
Yeah, we can trade.
Was that nacho cheese or?
Doritos.
What's your question?
He's like, I just want to look. I didn't think I'd get this far.
He's frozen.
Hi, so my question is, can all of you guys do a quote in your character voice? And Zeno has to do Hunter from Our House.
Okay.
I'll start. I am here.
Hey, Midoriya, what are you, All Might's secret love child?
Well, with that attitude, you'll never be popular, Bakugo.
That's incredibly naive, my boys. That turns me on!
I discovered these things called wolves, and I love them.
I've seen you in pictures, but you're way grosser in person.
Booty incoming!
Opinions are like mixtapes. I don't want to hear yours.
Thanks, man.
Oh, that was awesome.
All right, we got probably time for 1 more question.
But if we didn't get to your questions, you can come up to our tables and ask us still.
Yeah,
We'll be
they're
here for
going
a
to be
while.
around still for the rest of the con, so feel free to come up and ask them afterwards. Please all.
Hi, what's your honest opinion about all of the characters in My Hero Academia?
Let's start from the beginning.
Alphabetically? It's a big answer.
What if we did our honest opinion about our characters instead of the whole cast?
Does that work?
I'll start. I love Chiro. I love her leather jackets. No, I think she's really awesome. I love that she is, I love that she's driven. I love that she's talented. I love that she doesn't give up about anybody's opinion. I think that should be more prevalent for young people everywhere, because who cares what other people think? I don't. So I love her. That is my honest opinion about her.
I think fat absorption is an awesome quirk. Especially when, as big as he is, he can transport people. They're just kind of surrounded by his blubber, and they're like, okay, all right, it's like Fat Taxi, right? He's like, you gotta pay for that ride. And I'm like, oh, it's epic. I love the character. Again, I just wish he had more screen time. He's a side character.
Again, I love his complexity, his mysteriousness, and I wish he had more screen time too. And I also love how he doesn't give a F.
I just wish he fought more. He's black, in my opinion, as well.
As I kind of said before, I I really love that Midnight is body and sex positive, and I feel like she has taught me, like, if you're gonna, you know, be passionate about something, don't go halfway, go full.
I love Sue. I love her, the way she stands up for her friends, because I am very much the same way. But what I really love about her is that she has the ability, people can look at her and see themselves in her. I've had people that are non-binary, people that have autism, they're like, I think she might be non-binary. I think that they might have autism. And I think that that's really cool, because she's one of those characters that you can really kind of see yourself in. And I love that.
Yeah, to say I love Todoroki is, an understatement. I love the fact that he's a fierce competitor, a fierce fighter, that he's resilient, that he doesn't let his past, keep him down. I love that. And then I love at the same time that there's an innocence, there's sort of a naivete there that just makes him really endearing. And he takes things so literally. People ask me, hey, how do you approach the comedy? And I'm like, what comedy? I don't approach it at all. There's no comedy. I don't approach it at all. He's just really being, if I smile, they'll die? Like, he's really asking.
I love All Might because he reminds me of being a dad, and he reminds everybody that you can be somebody else's All Might too, if you want to, because he's obviously not, in my mind, but he's obviously not Midoriya's dad, so we know yet. But I like how inspirational he is. I like that he smiles, and in his own words, he smiles to show, like, the pain of heroes, so and then he hides that pain that's inside of himself so he can make everyone else happy. I think that's pretty amazing. I love him. He's awesome.
Thank you for your question.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for your questions, guys. I think we're just about at time, so anybody else who didn't have a question, the My Hero cast are going to be out over in the convention hall doing autographs and everything still, so please go visit them very soon. But don't leave yet, because I was actually going to ask you guys if we could do a couple things real quick at the end. First thing is, I know that we had somebody missing from our friend group today, and I just wanted to see if we could record a message for Justin and let him know that we miss him. Is that okay? You guys cool with that? All right, cool. So everybody say, "We miss you, Justin!"
Do I have to?
It's already recording? Oh, here. All right. We'll do one more take. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We miss you, Justin! All right. And I was wondering if All Might, if you could lead us in a call of Plus Ultra.
Okay. Everybody, as we leave, let's remember to go beyond.